Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these really fun bead tassel earrings. So this is what they look like up close. So it's got sort of like a herringbone section at the top in a little tube, and then these tassels at the bottom. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make the matching earring for this rainbow. So to make one of these earrings you will need some size 11 round seed beads, and how many different colours you need depends on what kind of pattern you're going for. You could do one like these with fewer colours, or you could follow my pattern exactly that I'm going to show you today and you could do the rainbow. So if you're doing the rainbow you're going to need 7 different colours, or if you're not doing the rainbow then however many colours you want. So I've got my 7 colours ready to go. You also need your beading thread. Now for this one I'm going to be using £6 fireline, but because there's a tassel and fireline doesn't necessarily have the best hang, it's quite stiff, if you can see that. So if you don't want that, you want a better hang on your earring, you could use a thread that's not as stiff, like Nymo or something like that. I'm going to use fireline because there's quite a bit of weaving at the top before you get into the tassels, and I don't like weaving with anything else. So your thread, and you'll also need a beading needle and your earring findings, and that's it. So begin by threading your needle with some thread. I'm using almost 2 arm's length of thread, and then we're going to start at the top. So I'm going to start with my first colour, which is the pink. I'm going to pick up 4 of those and then slide them down until nearly at the end of the thread, and just leave a few inches on your tail thread like that. Now you're going to sew back through the first bead. Okay, now picking up another one, same colour. Coming out of this one on the bottom, you're going to go up through that one on the side. Picking up one. Coming out of this one on the side, you're going to go through that one on the top. Picking up another one. Now you're coming out the one on the top, you're going to go down through this one on the side. And last one of this row. Coming out this one on the side, you're going to go through the one on the bottom and the one after that as well. So you're going through the next 2 beads like that. So now we have this. This time you're going to pick up 2, same colour. You're coming out of this one, you're going to skip over one, go through the next one like that. Same again, pick up 2, coming out of this one, skip over one, go through the next one. Picking up 2, skip over one, go through the next one. And the last 2 of this round. So we're coming out of this one, skip over one as always, this time go through the next 2, like that. So now you have this, and I'm coming out of this one here, still with the same colour, unless of course you can change yours as often as you want if you're doing a different pattern. But picking up 2, coming out of this one, you're going to go straight down through the one next to it, like that. Now we're coming out here, we're going to skip over one and go up through that next bead, there. So picking up 2, you're coming out of this one, you're going to go down through that one next to it. Now skip over the next one and up through the one after that. Okay, picking up 2 again. Coming out of this one, so go straight down through the one next to it. and then skipping over one and up into the bead after that. Now picking up your last two for this row, coming out of this one, go straight down through that one next to it. Now skipping over one, going through the next two this time. So we're coming out of this one, we're skipping over this one next to it, and we're going through the next two. You've got these 4 points. If you start trying to like fold those up like that and pulling it tight, they should start to sit up a little bit like this. Stick with the pink for one more row. So this time we're going to start doing what we're going to be doing all the way down now. So from now on we're going to be doing the same thing for each row. So picking up two, you're coming out of this one, you're going to go down through the one next to it and straight up through the top bead on this next little point. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little towers going up. So you're coming out of this one, you're going to go down through the one next to it like that, and also up through the top bead in that next tower. Make sure those beads sit nicely on the top and then pull it tight. Now you can do the same again. So picking up two, we're coming out of this one, we're going to go down through the next one and up through the top bead in that next tower. Pull it tight. Again, show you again. Picking up two, go down through the bead straight next to it and up through the bead at the top of the next tower. And this is the last one of the row. And if you lose track of how many you've done and you don't know whether you're on the last one or not, if you turn it on its side like this, you'll see that we've got these little groups of two stacked together. So we've got 1, 2, 3 on this one, turn it round, you got 1, 2, 3 on this one. Looking at the one you're on, you've only got 1, 2, so you know you need to add another one on this one, and the one after that has got 1, 2, 3, so you know that this is your last one because all the others have already got 3. So if you lose track, you can look on the side and see whether you've already added your last one or not. So I need to add 2 here, so picking up 2 and doing the same again, but now we're on the last one. And because this tower's already got 3, you need to remember when you get to your last one, you're going to go down through that next one like always. But this time, instead of just going through the top bead in that tower, we're not going to do that, we're going to go through the top 2. Because this bead here is the one that's level with the one we're coming out of. If you were to go straight from this bead up into this one, it would make your piece sit wonky. So this time you're going to go through the top 2, and that's what you're going to do every time you get to the end of a row. And then pull it nice and tight and encourage those 4 towers to sit up straight. Now we have this. So I'm going to move on to my second colour now. So if you're doing the same pattern as me, go ahead and get your second colour ready. And we're going to be doing the same thing again, so I'm going to show you a couple more times. So picking up 2, you're coming out of this one, so you're going to go down through the one next to it and up through the top bead in that next tower. So you see, because they're sitting at the same level, they're both, you're coming out of this bead here, and that's in the 3rd row, you're going into the bead on the 3rd row. So that's why when you get to the last one, you go through 2 instead of the top one, because by then it's got an extra row, if you see what I mean. So picking up 2, coming out of here, so go down through the next one and up through the top bead in the next tower. sure they sit nice. Picking up 2, go down through the next one and up through the next bead in the top tower. Picking up your last 2 of this row. It's easier to see this time because we've changed colour. So you're coming out of this one, you're going to go down through this one, and on this last one, remember, you need to go up through 2, because this orange one is sitting on the row above, if you see what I mean. So if you went from this bead to this bead, your piece would become distorted and out of shape. And now you should have this. So we're going to do that again, so picking up 2, I'm going to go a bit quicker this time, picking up 2, going down through the next one and through the one after that on the next tower, picking up 2, go down through these next 2, picking up 2, go down through the next one and up through the one on the top of the next tower. Again, you're at the end of the row, so picking up 2, go down through the next one and up through the last 2 on that tower. Always through the top 2 on your last one. Now you have this, so now you're going to add another row of the orange, so go ahead and do that. So I've added an extra row, so now I've got 3 rows of pink, 3 rows of orange. So now you need to keep doing that same thing, and you're going to add 3 rows of your next colour, so 3 rows of yellow if you're doing the same pattern as me, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so this is what we've got. So now I've added the 3 rows of yellow. So now you're going to start adding the tassels. So you should be coming out of one of these beads here on the bottom. And I pick up 20 beads for each tassel, so if you wanted to do it any longer or shorter you can, but that's what this is, that's with 20 beads. So I'm going to pick up 5 each of my next colours, so 5 of this turquoise, blue, purple and pink. So if you're doing the rainbow colour, then carry on following your rainbow colours. So pick up your 20 beads. Okay, so I've picked up my 20 beads and then I'm going to slide them down onto the needle all the way down until they meet the top of the piece, and then I'm just going to hold it like this, and we're going to ignore that 20th bead, so just push that out of the way a little bit. You're not going to go through that one, you're going to go back down through the other 19 beads, through all of them. Doesn't matter if you can't get through them all in one go, somehow I did. And you're also going to go back through the yellow bead that they're all coming out of, just through one of these yellow beads. Pull it down, and if you want to hold on to that last 20th bead as you pull it down, sometimes that helps it to stop getting tangled and stop getting little loops and things. Pull it down and then roll it on the mat, make sure it's not too tight, don't pull it too tight, keep your tension quite relaxed or it will all bunch up. Then you're coming out of the bottom of this yellow bead, so I'm going to go up through the next one. So if you look at it on the top, you can see you've got these 8 beads that are at the top of these towers. So I'm coming out of the bottom of this one, so I'm going to go up through the next one in the circle. Now I'm going to do the same, pick up 20 beads, exactly the same pattern, and do the same again. So you've got your 20 beads, slide those down all the way down, hold it again like this, move that 20th bead just out of the way so you don't go through it, and then go through all of the other 19 beads. And then also through the yellow one as well. Pull that through. And again, if you want, you can hold on to that last bead as you pull it through. Roll it on your mat, make sure it's not too tight, and then reposition your thread to add your next strand. So coming out the bottom of this one, so you're just going to go up through the next bottom yellow bead. always keeping your tension quite nice and relaxed. Don't pull it too tight or these will start to bunch up and become really stiff. Okay, so you're coming out the bottom again, bottom of the piece, top of this bead, and you're going to pick up your 20 and do that again. And now you need to do that all the way around until each one of these beads, each 8 of these beads, so there's 8, has got a strand attached to it. So go ahead and do that all the way around and then we're almost finished. So I've gone ahead and I've made all of the strands. So this is what it looks like once you've attached a strand to each of those 8 beads at the bottom. So now all we need to do is attach the earring at the top. So you should be coming out of the top of that last tassel that you added. You're going to move all the way up to the top of the piece, straight up through all these beads. Okay, so we're at the top of the piece nearly, and right in the centre you've got those very first 4 beads that we started with. So you need to be coming out of one of those. Like that, so I'm coming out of this one. Then you're going to pick up your earring binding. Mine has a little loop, but if you need to attach a jump ring to yours, then you can do that now. So pick up your earring binding, and I'm coming out of this bead this side. I'm going to go into the one exactly opposite it, the same direction, so that I'm coming out of the same side, like that. So I'm coming out of this bead in this direction, so I'm going into the one opposite in the same direction. Pull that through. So you have this. Now I'm going to go back through the loop of my earring, and I'm going to go back into the bead that we're coming out of this side. You can see that we're coming out of it here on this side. We're going to go back into it on the other side that it's not connected to yet. Like that. So now you've crisscrossed through that ring, so you can go through all those beads again if you want. So back through the loop and back into that bead opposite, and then repeat that again to make it really secure. And then all you need to do is tie a knot. So to do that I'm going to move away from the earring finding around to the back of the piece, like that. And then I'll tie a knot here, so I'm coming out of this bead, I'm going to go under that thread there, pull that through until I've got a loop, and then go through the loop 2 times, pull that down till the knot tightens, and then you can tie more knots if you want, but I think that should be secure enough. And then I'm going to move far away from my knot before I cut it. And you can do exactly the same thing with your tail thread, and then we're finished. So once you've tied up your threads, and that's the finished earring, so this is what they will look like. So I think this one's really effective with the stripes. So you could even change colour every single row, that might look really cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you're able to make a pair of these. Comment down below if there's anything else you'd like to see, or follow me on Instagram and you can let me know over there. It's at Beading by Hannah. Like this video if you enjoyed, it really helped, and subscribe to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching everyone. See you next time. Bye.